Yo, what is up YouTube? It's the right gamer with the right channel and the right content, and we are back with another video. Now I had to put this out before the playoffs officially started. The Nets and the 76ers are playing at 2:30, so I had to really hurry up and make this video. But I wanted to give you guys my playoff predictions for every round. Let's get it. So first we're going to go on the west side of things in the first round, and we're going to go with Warriors-Clippers. Warriors in 4. That's not really a competition. The Clippers have a great bench. They have a great team. I'm surprised that they were able to stay afloat without Tobias Harris. They've done a great job this season, and I'm glad they made the playoffs. But let's be honest, they're going to get knocked out in the first round by the Warriors. They just cannot match up. No team can match up, really. So that's kind of an easy one. Warriors in 4. Moving on, we're going to the Jazz and the Rockets, and that's going to be a really good series. I feel like it's going to be competitive, but it will be Rockets in 5. And I know what you're thinking. If it's Rockets in 5, how is it competitive? I mean, like, the games will be fought out. You know, like, Houston's offense, Utah's defense. I feel like that's just going to be a great matchup right there. But I think ultimately the Rockets are the better team, and they will pull it out in 5 games. But the Utah will still win, yes. And it'll just be some pretty close games. I expect some intense, down the stretch play. So Rockets in 5. Next, we're talking about the most interesting one, in my opinion. Nuggets versus Spurs. Now, I don't feel like the Nuggets are like the real championship contenders in the West. I feel like they're kind of like the Atlanta Hawks in that sense, as they're a really good team, but they don't really have that guy that they can say, hey, go get a bucket. They don't really have, like a top 5, 10 player in the NBA. Nikola Jokic is really good, but he's not like top 5, top 10. But I still have the Nuggets winning that series, but I have Nuggets in 7 due to the fact that Spurs are a really experienced team. They have some really good players, and that team is always built for the playoffs. They always thrive at that slower tempo. But I feel like the Nuggets are still very talented, and it will take them a while to get used to the playoffs, but once they get in the swing of things, they'll pull it out. It's going to be some really close games, but ultimately I have the Nuggets in 7 games winning that series. And finally, the last matchup in the first round of the Western Conference, Thunder versus Trailblazers. I got the Thunder in 5 games, guys. Trailblazers moved up to the 3rd seed with some good play at the end of the season. Thunder have been struggling, but as long as Paul George brings his A game and Russell Westbrook brings his A game, they're going to be fine. I mean, Paul George has had an injury recently, and he hasn't been doing as well as he has, but as long as he's at a good level health-wise and he's playing normal, then the Thunder will win in 4 or 5 games. I'm saying 5 because I think Damian Lillard can still win with an epic performance. If Paul George isn't still at form, the Blazers could possibly win this series, but I think that Paul George will be fine. I think he took the rest and he'll come back and he'll play as normal, MVP G13 or something, whatever they said. But Thunder in 5. Moving over to the East, in the first round we have the Raptors versus the Pistons, and I got Raptors in 4, guys. That's pretty an easy choice. That's a pretty easy choice. I don't really have to say much about it. Raptors are obviously the better team. They have a legit superstar in Kawhi Leonard, some great supporting pieces, Marc Gasol, Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Serge Ibaka. It's an absolutely amazing team, and the Pistons is just Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, and whenever Reggie Jackson decides to show up, he can do that, but I think ultimately he'll be the downfall. Even if they had a better point guard, I would still say Raptors sweep, but I'm just saying Reggie Jackson is really going to hold them back in the playoffs, but Raptors in 4. Next, we're going to talk about the Pacers versus the Celtics. That's going to be a really amazing series in my opinion, but I have the Celtics winning that one, but in 7 games. Now, the Celtics obviously have more talent on their team than the Pacers do, but they have been struggling. I really hope that they figure it out. If they're in OG, playoff killer mode, that the Celtics where they can beat some of the best teams in the NBA, then Celtics win in 4 or 5. But I'm just trying to keep it modest. I'm not trying to super bet on anything. But I still think the Celtics will win that series, but it will be very hard and fought out. But their talent will just overwhelm the Pacers. So I'm saying Celtics in 7 games. Next up, we are going to talk about the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. I got 76ers in 5, people. Brooklyn Nets are going to be really tough. They have the potential to upset the 76ers. But 76ers are just a better team, man. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, JJ Redick. That's one of the best starting lineups that we have in this NBA. All of them are averaging above 17 points per game, even in the time that they played together. Hyper-scoring team. Joel Embiid has taken a really huge step, 27 points a game. Oh my God. And in the playoffs, I feel like even if Ben Simmons doesn't show up in the playoffs, you know you're going to have Joel, you know you're going to have JJ Redick, and you know you're going to have Jimmy. You know you're going to have at least those 3 guys. And Tobias is just going to play his role like he always does. So I'm saying Sixers in 5, even though D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, Joe Harris, all of those guys, they're great. I just don't see him being this team. So, yeah, Sixers in 5. Finally, we are going to look at the Bucks and the Magic? Yes, Bucks Magic. Some fool on a TV show said that the Magic were going to win that series. To that fool, I say, you fool. Bucks in 4. The Bucks are easily winning. I'm glad that the Magic made the playoff with Vooch and Gordon. They have both been playing great. Terrence Ross had looked like a real 6 Man of the Year candidate this year. Don't at me. He's a candidate. I'm never saying he's winning. But he looks great this year. You know, you always got the meme Mo Bamba. But it's the Bucks. It's Giannis. Nobody on that team is going to stop Giannis. Even if they had nobody else, nobody's team is going to stop Giannis. And he still has a great supporting cast of shooters. Chris Middleton, Nikola Mirotic. I hope he's back soon. Brook Lopez. You don't know if Pau Gasol going to get minutes, but even if he does, he's still a great shooter. And then you have Eric Bledsoe, which is the perfect point guard for him. Malcolm Brogdon. This team is really good, and the Magic are all right. They have Vucevic, like they're a good team. Obviously, they made the playoffs. They're a pretty decent team, but they're not gonna beat the Bucks. Why?
Why?
Okay, that would set us up in the West with Warriors Rockets in the second round, and I'm going to go with Warriors in 6 games. I feel like the Rockets can steal a couple games. They are a really good team. I'm happy how they bounce back and they're all healthy. I'm happy that CP3 is healthy. I don't care if I'm a Warriors fan. I don't like people going down and struggling and like that. It's not. But I hope that CP3 stays healthy for the playoffs. But they're going to ultimately lose to the Warriors. The Warriors just have a lot more talent. They're a lot better. They're a lot more of a cohesive team. And James Harden hasn't shown up in the playoffs yet. So until he does that, even if he did that, I just feel like this Warriors team has too much talent. But until he does that, they're definitely not beating the Warriors. So Warriors in 6. And we are getting Thunder and Nuggets. According as this is going, Thunder, Nuggets in the second round. Of course, if Paul George is on, then I feel like the Thunder will beat the Nuggets. With the overall thing, I'm going to say Thunder in 7. Yes, I think that we'll go to 7 series because still Paul George is struggling with injuries and trying to get his groove back. So I think it will be a hard-fought series if he continues to struggle. But I hope he gets his groove back. But I feel like the Nuggets are still a really good team, but are ultimately going to be knocked out in the second round by more experienced Thunder. Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Steven Adams, Jeremy Grant, Nerlens Noel, Dennis Schroeder. The whole 9 yards. And this has been a great season for the Nuggets, but I think ultimately it's going to end right here. I feel like the Thunder is just a more experienced, well-rounded team. They're a better defensive team. And they're going to abuse Nikola Jokic inside, in my opinion. So, Thunder in 7 in the second round. In the second round, over at the East, Bucks, Celtics. I got Bucks in 7, people. From what we've seen, they've had a lot of chemistry problems. The Celtics have, and if they go beast mode, they're gonna make the finals. But if not, then I just don't see him getting past the number 1 seed Bucks. I don't see him stopping Giannis. I don't see any team stopping Giannis. You know, it's Giannis. But anyway, I feel like the Bucks are just more cohesive. They've just been playing better together. They've had less issues on and off the court, less drama, and they're more of a team dynamic. So that's why I'm picking the Bucks. But I still think it will be a hard-fought series, of course, because every series in the East is going to be somewhat hard-fought. But ultimately, I think the Bucks will pull it out because of their team chemistry. But I think it will take 7 games. Next, on the other part of the East second round, Raptors Sixers. This might be the greatest East second round. This East second round is freaking amazing. It might not be the greatest, but it's freaking amazing. This is what we expect this year. Raptors Sixers, in my opinion, is going to be in the second round, and Raptors in 6 games. I feel like guarding Ben Simmons. I feel like they're gonna know how to guard Ben Simmons. They're gonna neutralize him, and yes, the Sixers have a lot of people that can score, but they don't have a ton of depth. And the Raptors have so much depth. Plus, they have the best player in that series, Kawhi Leonard, of course. That's a big advantage. I just feel like the Raptors are a more cohesive team. They're just a better overall team than the Sixers are. And I feel like they match up pretty well. I feel like Joel Embiid's going to have a good series, but with Ben Simmons neutralized, and if he's not able to create for others, which I don't think he will be able to because the Raptors will be doing something about that, of course, then it's going to go to the Raptors, but it will take 6 games. They're not going to just sweep them or something. Raptors in 6. Going to the Western Conference Finals. Warriors versus Thunder. And I have the Warriors in 5. Yes, I know how I said 6 games for the Rockets and 5 games for the Thunder, but I just feel like the Rockets are better equipped to handle the Warriors than the Thunder are. Even though the Warriors are better than the Rockets on defense, they match up pretty well offensively. Both teams have a really great offense. And I'm not saying the Thunder don't have good offense. Of course, they have Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Steven Adams. That's their big 3. But they're more of a defensive style team. And the Warriors have both sections. Of course, they're better on offense than they are on defense, but they have both sections kind of covered. And again, the star power is going to help them out. So if one person has a bad game, other people step up. And they have a really good bench. They have really good depth, underrated depth in my opinion. And the Thunder, they have some good bench players. They have Schroeder and Noel and stuff like that. But I just don't think they match up to the Warriors. So Warriors in 5, they're making it to the finals. Eastern Conference Finals. Raptors, Bucks. Raptors in 6. Yes, I don't think Giannis is making the finals this year. Next year, year after that, maybe. But I think that the Raptors are the best team in the East. I think they're the most cohesive team in the East, well-oiled team. They have a lot of veterans mixed with some young guys that can perform. And I just feel like that they're just like the most together team in the East. And if the injury is still hitting the Bucks with Mirotic and Brogdon and stuff like that, then I don't think they're gonna make it. But even if they do come back, I just feel like the Raptors are the better team. So I'm going to say Raptors in 6. Raptors in 6. And finally, NBA Finals. Warriors versus Raptors. Warriors in 5. Warriors are going to be NBA champions again. They're better than every team in the NBA despite what the record says, obviously. Even if I wasn't a Warriors fan, this is pretty freaking obvious that the Warriors are the best team in the NBA. Roast me in the comments if you want to for being a Warriors fan. I don't care. We're going to win another championship in my opinion. But the Raptors, I feel like the Raptors can steal 1 or 2, but ultimately I'm betting on 5 games. I don't think the Warriors are going to sweep, but they're definitely going to win pretty easily. Not easily, but in the series numbers 4-1, they're going to win pretty handily. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Comment down below. What are your playoff predictions? Where you think I got it wrong? Where you think I got it right? Leave your opinions in the comments below. This video was pretty on the fly, so excuse me if you need more explaining on reasons why, then just hit me in the comments down below. If you want to mention something that I forgot or something like that. But I'm going to be watching the playoffs all day. I might live stream a little bit, but probably not. I'm probably just going to be sitting in front of the TV looking at, oh, Nets, oh, 76ers, oh, other teams that are in playoffs. Oh, my God. I'm probably going to be like that. But, again, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment down below. Subscribe. We're so close to 300 subscribers. We're at 288. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Don't miss one. I'm out. Peace.